Welcome, everybody, to week 3 of our Movement May fitness series. And this week we're working on glutes and hips in the kind of frame of our axis of mobility. And I have learned over the years that not strengthening my glutes will lead to the potential of more pain and injury. And by keeping a really stable frame around your hips, that it actually allows you to move better because you're using these really strong and really big muscle groups to do the work instead of kind of diverting up to your back or your core or down to your legs. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're someone who hasn't really done this type of exercise before. I personally find so much value in it. So also one more note about today's class is there's going to be a lot of repetition. Some of the bigger movements and then some smaller kind of pulse-like movements. And so the idea is to repeat and really target those areas, which is why you're going to see that. So if your mind gets a little tired of the repetition, turn on some music, turn on the playlist, and just tell yourself this is good medicine. And honestly, it's a lot of fun. So let's get started. We're actually going to get started in more of a traditional stance, more of like a squat stance with your toes out, heels in. Make sure you warm up if you haven't at all. So, do some movement to warm up. Heels are going to be about as wide as your shoulders or a little bit more narrow. Mine are a little more narrow than my shoulders. And we're just going to start by stretching. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend. So kind of kick those hips over to one side. Reach, stretch, feel into it. Inhale up through center and then other way. Kick those hips over. Today's class is going to be more focused on the strengthening rather than the mobility part of the hips. So more on the glutes. In the yoga class, we'll focus on the mobility. Good. Reach up. And on an exhale, kind of stick out your butt and fold. And then with pretty bent knees, stay in this fold for a moment. Just want to gently warm up this area before we get into our movements because we're going to dive right in. So sway right and left. Good. Now push into your feet and roll all the way up. Great. So we're going to go right into some squats. Toes just slightly out, not a big V, just a little bit out. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then you're going to inhale, hands to heart, send your hips back, and then you're going to exhale, push your hands back, stand, and strengthen your glutes. That's the repetition. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just keep going. One more like that. And then come back down. Keep your chest lifted. Check in. You should be able to see your toes clearly. Your knees should not really move more forward than the middle of your feet. And then keep your chest lifted, and we're going to do little pulses. So just think about lifting your seat up and down. And right away, you probably feel it in your thighs. That's okay. Just do those pulses. So you might also feel this movement kind of divert somewhere else. So it's a good idea to engage the core to ensure that your back doesn't do too much of the work. Your body's really clever. It's always trying to get the easiest way around. So you're going to get the core engaged, allow your thighs to get heated, and keep doing your pulses. So in these moments of pulsing, which we're going to do through the entire class, I want you to kind of use that meditative mind, use that yoga mind, breathe through it, stick with it. Like I said, turn up some music, Remind yourself you're strong. We're halfway through. Keep going. We have 10. Last one. Go up. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. A couple of these. Squeeze the glutes on the stand. Good. Last one. We're going back into the squat. Make sure that you take your time to get set up properly. Belly in, spine long. And now you're going to step your feet a little closer. And you're going to tap out and out. Out and out. Out and out. Just keep going. If there's something else you want to do with your arms, that's fine. You can kind of extend them. Stay low. Keep going. We're halfway through. Got 10 more. Last 3. Last one. Nice, stand up. Big inhale, full exhale. Inhale back, set your feet. Exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to keep going with these just a little bit longer than before. And so you've got an option to stay just like this, or you can add a little bit of a jump. So you jump on the stand, the exhale. Inhale, exhale. And you just come back down. Land on toes and then to heels. Last one. Good. Stretch. Bring your hands down. Turn towards one side of your mat. Extend your opposite leg. Let's just assume you're doing right leg. But it won't get too complicated. So right knee is like a square. Left leg is long. We're going to go right into some bigger knee drops. Not to the ground, just about halfway. Think a 90-degree square. We're going to do this with fists. So take an inhale, exhale, drop it down. Inhale, only back leg straightens. Exhale. Just a couple more big ones. One more. Land, keep that knee as bent as you can. Keep your front knee like a square. Little pulses. Halfway, keep going. Last 10, maybe lift your front heel, only if it's safe for you. Good, step it forward. Shake it out. And really, I mean that. Shake some of the tense energy out of your body. So we build up the energy to let it go. Second side. So I'm going to do left leg, but again, you don't really need to, it doesn't matter. Second side for you. Make sure you've stepped far enough back and that your feet are as wide as your hips. Front knee like a square, right heel lifted. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, only back leg straightens. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Last one there. One more. Stay with that bend. Adjust as needed. Little pulses. Breathe through it. Halfway. Last 10, lift front heel, only if it's safe for you. Good, drop it down, step it forward, and literally shake it off. Like a little jumping, a little shaking. But we build the energy, so let it go. Okay, good, we're hitting the deck. So go all the way down onto your back. Take a sip of water if you need it. So, bridge lifts. What I love about bridge lifts, and this goes for the squats and the lunges as well, is that they are accessible to almost everyone. So pregnancy, all of the above, you should be able to do it to some degree. Obviously, maybe you don't go as high or as long, but most people should be able to do it. So bring your heels in. Again, with shoes, sometimes it means we're a little too close, so just kind of slide your toes away. Just the tip of your middle finger should touch your heels. Feet are hips width apart, toes straight ahead. So for bridge lifts, I like to lift my arms overhead, which means my arms aren't helping at all. If you need a little extra support, give yourself that. Bring your elbows down so your upper arms are supporting you a little bit. We're going to go straight into some traditional lifts right out of the gates. Take an inhale where you are and exhale to lift hips high. Really make sure you're long enough. Inhale to hover. Exhale, push as high as you can. Same thing like squats. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going like this. Okay, you're going to the top. You're going to stay there. If you need to bring your arms down for support, that's fine. Little pulses up. So up, 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 up. You're halfway. So the next time you lift, if you want, lift your heels for the last 10. Good, drop it down. One breath rest. And we're going back into the big lifts. So it's an inhale where you are and exhale, push up. Inhale, touch, exhale. So again, you don't really need to touch. It's more just a hover. One more. Up at the top, you're going to open, close. So you stay as lifted as you can and you open, close. Add on by bringing your feet together and lifting your heels, or keep your feet where they were, heels down. Either option is good. Halfway, keep going. Good. Heels down and lower. We've got one more set with an option to add on. So for the option, and if you're taking the option, you're going to bring your elbows down. We're going to need that extra support. So to do this, you're going to do the bridge lift, but then at the top, so let's go ahead and do that. You're going to lift right leg and then do the pulses down, up, down, up, down, up. If you're doing both feet, keep going. If you're switching, lower down, reset, hips up, right foot grounded, left leg up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Last one. Good. Foot down, lower down. Everybody widen your feet. Move them further away from you and windshield wiper. So build the energy to let it go. We're going to end this session on our back with some bicycles. So those of you, I had mentioned pregnancy, those of you who do need to modify, you can either start from the ground and do knee taps, or you start up here and do toe taps. So that's the modification for bicycles. If available to you, bring your hands behind your head. Take an inhale at center, exhale, inhale, center, exhale. So you can go at this nice slow pace, or you can start to kind of inhale one side, exhale other. We've got 10. Last one. Good, come on down. Once again, windshield wiper your knees. Let the heat go. Let the tension go. Even though you know we're still building tension, try to let it go each time. Let your knees fall to one side. Let's all say the left side. We're going to go into some outer leg strengthening. So if you're on your left side, you're on your left elbow, forearm parallel to top edge of mat, and then you're going to straighten your bottom leg, lengthen, and you want this long line, so kind of make sure you're parallel to your mat. And then you're going to take your top leg, and I want you to kind of roll it in, toe down, and then take your top arm and touch down. Make sure you secure the belly to make sure that it's participating. You're going to tap and you're going to lift that heel. Lift, lift, lift. Good, and now 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that top leg behind so that the foot is flat, and you can kind of, so we're kind of rolling forward. Now you're going to roll back. We're going to lift this inner leg of the lower leg up. Keep going. Again, you got to calm that meditative mind, strong mind. Ten, 7, 2. Good. Just go ahead and switch. We're going right into the other side. So same setup. Bottom leg long. For me, it's my right leg. Right forearm directly elbow under shoulder, forearm parallel to front edge of mat. And then we're starting with top leg. And so this one we're going to kind of roll forward just a touch so that you can angle your top toes down. And that's where we're focusing, back of leg. So, and of course that back of leg translates into our glutes. We've got 10. Nice. And then go right into that second side. Or that second movement. So bend that top leg, place the foot. You're now rolling a little bit to the back, and you're going to lift the bottom leg with a straight line. Ten. 5. Nice, everybody. Okay, we are coming up to sand. We're going to end there. A little familiar movement, and then a little heart pumping movement. So, come into your wide horse stance, goddess pose. We do this almost every class. often in yoga class as well. Toes out, heels in. Inhale, and we can exhale, drop it down, as that's how I usually do it in yoga. Inhale, exhale. So do this several times, so it can feel both like a stretch and as a strengthener. Good. Next time you bring it down, chest lifted. You can bring your arms out or out, wherever feels right. Try to keep them lifted so that there's some energy there as well. And then we're going into little pulses. So just like at the very beginning, and just like what we did in bridge pose, it's the same idea. Big, little, big, little. So we're going to keep going. If appropriate for your feet and your knee, lift your right heel and keep going. Drop right heel, lift left heel if you're doing that. If appropriate, both heels keep going. Stay, no more pulsing, heels down and up for 10. Good, heels down, straight legs. Drop it down, up, flush it out. So we're going to end with some heat building, and I want everyone to start with a modification because it might get a little complicated. So, modification, jumping jacks, 1, 2, everyone do this. Good, the next time you step to the left, turn to the right into a lunge and step, back, step, back, step, back, step, back. Last one. And then we're just going to go right into the other side, and everyone can kind of get together on the final movement. So to the lunge. Okay, good. And then if you're doing that, you're going to just, every time you go to the center, you're going to do 3 to each side, and then 6 of the lunges. Everyone else. So those folks who know you don't want to jump, or you just, mental coordination is always a hurdle, go with it. Everyone else, if you're jumping, you're with me. We're going to do jumping jack. Good. Now turn to the left and start the first one slow. Opposite hand and foot forward. Switch, 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 switch. Jumping jack. Think about cross-country skiing. Switch, 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 switch. Jumping jack. This is the mobility we were talking about. The stronger we are, the easier it is. About 6 each side. Don't overthink it. Switch. Middle. Switch. middle, switch, middle, switch, middle, switch. This is the last one. Middle, and everyone stop. But move around a little bit. Feel your heartbeat. Catch your breath. Stand in the middle of your mat. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a great day. Please do a cool down. Drink lots of water.